Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and information on Path of Exile. Starting the week with a post about Path of Exile back then and how it is now, and that is because this September will mark the 10 years since Path of Exile was announced, and so, well, it's a pretty big date, and well, you can understand why GGG wanted and hoped to get Path of Exile 2 launched on this September, but it's not gonna happen. Actually, it would have been like December, but still the year marking the 10th anniversary would have been really great. That's definitely not coming right now, but still we got a couple of screenshots which you might have seen if you're a long time following this news. However, like this one is the first and not really the first, but the oldest Path of Exile screenshot in existence, dating back to early 2007, which is actually a lot of time ago. If you think about it, it's like 13 years ago. That's actually way too far from now, and you can tell it's, well, very at the beginning of the development. And the GG tried to recreate those kind of situation in the screenshots in the actual game, and you can tell how much it has improved. Funny thing is, I actually really like the old style as well. Like it already feels good somehow to see these old styles. I kind of would like to try it. You know, like the old RuneScape that they put out. What would it be if they put out the old Path of Exiles? But yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm just rambling on, but I think it would be cool anyway. You can tell the game was off to a good start, as the trees are still the trees that you see right now, which is kind of amazing in both good and bad meanings. Anyway, we also got some artwork from the fan art competition. These are some of the highlights, and if you care about artwork, definitely scroll it down. There's a lot here, and there's even more in the official thread, which you can find in the links I'll put below. Also, we got some statistics on the seeds. First up, so you can tell T1 seeds, you can see the distribution of the drops. You can tell how much of a difference there is from the top tier ones to the rarest ones, like how much they are. And there's actually over 3 billion T1 seeds dropped from seed caches alone, and that's actually a lot. And then there's T2 seeds, which cover up to 118 millions, and then up to about 1 million of T4 seeds dropped from T3, and that's actually fewer than expected, although GG goes and explained that because you might have a T3 seed below level 68, even though I find it very unlikely, although unless you are just playing alt accounts all the time. And well, that might be why you cannot grow your T4 or you cannot drop your T4. But anyway, there's also the usual graph 4 weeks into the league, and you can tell it's almost a good curve. Somehow, like the 2, 3, 6, and 7 challenges are not very popular, and people tend to go over. And compared to the Lyrium League, the challenges are like the 12 challenges have been completed by less people, and the 24 challenges as well, but the 36 have actually been completed by like 50% more players, even though that's not very much. That's still quite a big improvement, and that's probably because there are better microtransactions. GG speaks about a portal. I don't think it's necessarily a portal as much as how good the microtransactions this time are, which I find them are much better than what they was at Delirium. So I think microtransactions definitely make people try to go farther into the league. Better microtransactions definitely make more people go farther, although the league itself is also, I think, better, to be honest, because Delirium was really intensive, kind of like Tempest, where you don't really want to engage with it all of the time, but you're kind of forced, otherwise you're losing so much, or you just can't evade it. So this is much of a chiller league where you can choose your time, you can choose what you're doing, and that definitely makes people actually want to play more. It's also not so hard to understand like Synthesis was. Synthesis was so complicated that people didn't even bother to begin with. So yeah, I think the league itself is pretty good, even though I still think people playing challenges are declining really fast throughout the leagues. I think even though there's more, like the player base has increased, but the percentages of people completing challenges are decreasing league after league. So I don't know, I still think these challenges are not tailored well enough, and these microtransactions are mostly going to waste because not enough people are actually getting them. Even though I know GGG likes to have a specific thing that not many players can achieve, but still I guess that was what the totem for the 40 challenges was for, and these challenges should be a little bit more accessible to the general mass without having to waste, like, I don't know how many hours into the game, which is something that not many people can actually afford to, even if they are good at the game. But anyway, we also got a small preview of the patch notes 3.11.1d, and not gonna waste too much time on this because it's pretty much all bug fixes. So if you had a bug, hopefully it's gonna be fixed in this. And also we got a very quick developer interview with Jeff, who's the console producer, and if it's the same Jeff, or if I do remember correctly, it's also the mobile Fall guy when they presented the Path of Exile for the mobile at the ExileCon last year. And well, you can find it. Who's Jeff? What does he do? How he started? How it is working at GGG? You know, the usual kind of things, which is always pretty nice to see an insight in, and it's always really nice to see GGG kind of do these things, making their developer a little bit more known, and so that if someone has a specific interest, can kind of follow these guys or just understand a little bit more about the industry. But yeah, I guess that was all for this week, so if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That was all, I've been your host Zorzone, and I'll see you guys the next time.